Good morning, market snappers. Welcome back. It's just another manic Monday. Getting started right on the dot, right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. As usual, as normal. Sometimes we don't, but usually we're starting right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot. If you're new, awesome. Welcome. And if you're returning to the live stream, even better. Good to see you back. Help me, help you, help me with the algorithms. I would appreciate it. Smash the like button, comments, repost, whatever app you're on, X or live stream, or X or YouTube. Obviously, it's live stream. Here we go. Here we go, Jesse. Share with your friends and family, whoever would get some value out of this. So thank you for all of your support and I appreciate it. First half of the live stream, we will cover Bitcoin, altcoins, stocks, anything else that's on the watch list over here in the Sniper Top 40. It's a little bit more than the Sniper Top 40. It just started as the Top 40 and I just never renamed it. Is because I had built an indicator for the Discord on TradingView that was it was a sniper screener, and it would send alerts to the Discord, and it only allowed me 40 assets. So that's why it started as the Sniper Top 40. That was back in 2022. We've come a long way since then. So we've come a long way. But that's the origin of why it was called the Sniper Top 40. The indicator at the time, which was a screener that sent alerts to the Discord, only allowed 40 assets. So there you go. What else? Title is good. Gold continues to dominate Bitcoin. This is the 2-week chart. When are we going to see a reversal? When are we going to see a reversal? But before we get into all that, hello. Good morning. Hello. Thomas has reposted the stream. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that. Thomas is calling for $10,000 gold. Yep. Thomas is calling for 10,000. Hello, Lawrence, also known as London, UK, not so sexy news. Always, every time I read that out loud, it gives me a laugh. So it's a good one. What else? All right, so this is the Bitcoin versus gold chart. And you can see Bitcoin versus gold has been in a bear market. The top was in December 2024. There was a macro lower high in August 2025. And then it came all the way back down and retested the 200-week moving average. So my main thesis still remains that MicroStrategy will also retest the 200-week moving average. It's within like 4 to 6% of it, or was. And that Bitcoin will, against the dollar, will also retest the 200-week moving average. Bitcoin versus gold has already retested it. Bitcoin versus gold has already gone below the 200-week moving average. So it retested it back in June 2022, and it remained below it and battled it all the way until 2023, right? So Bitcoin versus gold. Bitcoin is in a bear market versus gold, and gold continues to pump higher. Gold continues to be ultra bullish on the 3-month chart. Many quote unquote experts were talking about how Bitcoin was going to flip back around and gold was going to sell off and Bitcoin was going to eat gold lunch. Eventually it will. But these are higher time frames, and we're not expecting the higher time frames to flip back around right away. You can see how long it took for the ship to get turned around and finally start outperforming gold again, right? It was 2023. It started to flip back around. We're not there yet, right? The trending dots are still way up here. The trending dots are still way up here. It's going to take time for these trending dots to flip back around and start the next run, right? So it's not an opinion. It's based off of the chart facts that Bitcoin is in a bear market versus gold. And it has been. You could even say that it was been in a bear market since the top December 2024, right? It was the top since November 2021 all the way down here, right? You could even say there's a lot of similarities, right? Here and here, right? So, but it doesn't matter as much, right? So we're looking. This is a 2-week chart. You could look at the weekly chart. You could look at the 3-week chart. It's all going to say the same thing. It's in a bear market. There was no sell signal on Bitcoin versus gold until 2022. Sell signal October 2025. Sell signal back over here. It did bounce, put in that lower macro high, right? You got the monthly chart. No sell signal versus gold until May 2022. No sell signal versus gold till November 2025, right? So on all higher time frames, it all shows that Bitcoin is in a bear market versus gold. So when is it going to flip around? Not in the near future. Not in the near future. So when is a tough question. We don't have a magic crystal ball, but what we can look at is how long it took in the past, right? So if you got this monthly sell signal on Bitcoin versus gold, and this is going to look different versus the dollar. The dollar spiked higher, like Bitcoin spiked higher on this pump here versus the dollar because the dollar was also crashing. The difference is gold was bullish and the dollar was bearish, and so it caused Bitcoin to make a new all-time high, right? So you have this monthly sell signal, and it didn't start to flip back around bullish till June 2023, October 2023. Obviously, it's a lagging indicator. It's a monthly chart. Monthly chart is always going to be a lagging indicator, right? But on a higher time frame, it's helping identify the longer term trend. So trading with the trend, in my opinion, is more profitable. In a bear market, that would mean you're shorting the bounces, and in a bull market, you're buying the dip, right? So buying the right dip. So if you look at this, if we're talking about just Bitcoin versus gold, it could be 13 more months, right? Before it starts to flip back around on the monthly chart. Could be 17 more months. So if we're looking at it from that point, right, could be 13 more months before we're getting back above the 200-week moving average, or 17 months before we're getting back above the 200-week moving average, which would put us into 2027. And that would line up with 2023. That would line up with 2020. So getting back above it over here as well. Right now, it's below the 200-week moving average. One major negative, one major concern that we want to keep an eye on is that the 200-week moving average on this Bitcoin versus gold chart is that this is the first time the 200-week moving average is flat and or downward sloping, possibly, and maybe so it hasn't been downward sloping. Maybe back here, right? Maybe back here. We'd have to zoom in a little bit. Maybe it was back in like I don't think so. Yeah, I mean it's upward sloping, right? Upward sloping. That's very bullish. Upward sloping is very bullish on the 200-week moving average. It's a slow moving average. Upward sloping, upward sloping, upward sloping, upward sloping. I think you get the idea. Upward sloping. Looks like it just goes straight up. Now it's flattening out. That doesn't seem like a good thing, right? And it could be one of the first times, because see here, let's show it, right? So you got the 200-week moving average at 21.063. So that's still upward sloping, right? So even this flat was still upward sloping. Then you come over to here, and that was 21. You can see that you can follow along with the weekly chart, the SMA, right? It hit 21.91668. That might be the first time in Bitcoin's history that the 200-week, because the 200-week moving average wasn't established day one. That might be the first time in Bitcoin's history that the 200-week moving average went downward. Then it went back up for a couple months, still lower than 21.916. So put in a lower high and then lower again. And now it's lower again, right? That's not a positive sign. That's a bearish sign. So this time, that's one major negative. This time could be different, whether that means sideways price action or, you know, a prolonged bear market. It's something to consider. It's something to pay attention to, because going all the way back, we just did that drill from 2014 all the way to 2025. There was an 11-year run where the 200-week moving average against gold, and so maybe Bitcoin price against the dollar, stays up. But what it means is that gold could be outperforming Bitcoin for an extended period of time, not just this period of time, right? Not just this period of time. It could be an extended period of time, which means gold could keep pumping, even if Bitcoin's going sideways or lower. So something to keep in mind if you're trying to pick gold tops or Bitcoin bottoms. If you're looking at the Bitcoin gold ratio, it's not a positive that the 200-week moving average is now downward sloping. And we've talked about this on live streams with other assets, altcoins that continue to get wrecked over time. The 200-week moving average has been downward sloping since December 2024 on like Cardano and in other Chainlink, I believe, all ones that we've been covering. So this is one major negative that you have to keep an eye on. Now, could price reverse back around similar to over here, similar to 2022, 2023, start to reverse back around, and then the 200-week moving average starts to go back up? Yes. Yes, it could. But it's something to caution that it's a slow moving average. And right now it's downward sloping. And that would be the first time in Bitcoin history. Let's see if we hide, right? And we go back. You can see, I'm pointing with my pen. Oh boy. You can see up here, you can follow along, right? So it's upward sloping the whole way. Fast forward, it's slightly downward sloping. That's the first time ever in Bitcoin's history against gold. So Great, Jesse. You're always so bearish. You're always so bearish. Actually, I'm just pointing out what I see on the charts. I'm not, if it comes across as bearish since, Bitcoin versus gold since December 2024, then so be it. But I'm going to always point out what I see on the charts, right or wrong, bullish or bearish, right? We were countering the perma bears down here, and we'll counter the perma bulls up here, right? So that's Bitcoin versus gold. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin versus the dollar. We're looking at the relief rally. Some positive news. Some positive news. We are hoping for a relief rally. We've been wanting a relief rally. We've had relief. It hasn't felt like a rally, to be honest, but maybe all that's going to change now, right? So we've been talking about it all the way back here. Eventually, we're going to see a bounce. Eventually, we're going to see a relief rally. We're hoping for bullish divergence. We hoped for lower bullish divergence way down here. We didn't get it, but we did point it out in real time. We did have bullish divergence over here. We were watching a possible higher low unfold. Then we saw the buy signal, multiple pending buy signals that didn't work out. Buy signal closing out of this consolidation wedge. Start to get bullish, put in a higher high. So a higher low confirmed with the higher high, taking out this pivot point, taking out this pivot point. Price came all the way back down as we were talking about over here on January 7th. We said, is the relief rally over, or are we just going back for a retest of the trailing dots, right? And it drew out this blue path. And in hindsight, the blue path is working out now. Came back for a retest. The trailing dots are bullish. They're trending upward. We're expecting higher. We're expecting a rally. We've gotten the relief. Now, let's see if we can feel more of a rally, right? Up here, we're going to start to see people flip more bullish. Maybe comes back for another retest of the trailing dots. Maybe not. Up here, it's going to feel like we're back. We are so back. Shout out to Bitcoin Archive. They posted a 5-day MACD bullish crossover on Bitcoin. I responded. They circled the 3 previous MACD bullish crossovers, but they're all at or above the 0 line, which is bullish. And the one that they posted was well below the 0 line, similar to 2022. And so what I was pointing out was that it's a bullish crossover, yes, but it's considerably lower in bearish territory. So don't expect a new all-time high, right? So that was the key difference on the 5-day crossover. And I posted that, so you can go check that out on X as well. Before we continue on with Bitcoin, Ethereum, all that, we don't have any paid sponsors or anything like that. So a couple updates. We're not going to spend too much time on it, but we had some major updates. I was talking about that this is the most popular. It truly is, the $49. So based off of, hardly anyone signing up for the $9, we just removed it. We're just going to stack everything on the $49. Since there was, what is that? About 18% of signups were for the $29. We just removed it. We took away all the clutter, all that stuff. So if you're in the $9 or the $29, you can remain there. You're grandfathered in, but we took it off the website. So those options are no longer available. I told her we're going to increase these prices. We haven't yet, but we're focused on building the tools. And when we rolled out the $49 a month, we only rolled out the 2 trading bots. We hadn't rolled out and stacked everything else with it. So we've just rolled out some more, right? So we still have the 2 trading bots. I haven't come through with adding like the 30 trading bots I have. It's a lot of crossing T's and dotting I's. So eventually, but in the meantime, we have been rolling out everything else, right? So we've overperformed on rolling out all the tools. We've underperformed on rolling out all the trading bots, but you know, there's only so much time and energy going around. We added the 70 plus recorded coaching videos, blah, blah. All that's on there. If you need help setting up the trading bots, Alex will help you. It's a 1 hour video call. Do the video call. He'll walk you, like you'll pull up your chart and he'll walk you through it step by step. It takes about 45 minutes and then leave it 15 minutes open for questions. I did the same thing for him, but I charged him $1,000. So if you want me to do it, it'd be 1,000 or more. If you want Alex to do it, he learned it so quickly that he'll do it for $249. So, anyways, so that's we updated the website, all the features over there. If you want like the full breakdown, automation, the bot suites, it's all there, right? Setups. If you have questions, email support at Market Sniper. So we rolled out setups, recorded coaching, 77 videos or 78 videos, I think. The screener, super excited about the screener. Really excited about the screener, to be honest. I'll show you a couple of things on there real fast, but I'm going to do a video on the portal. So I'm not going to spend too much time today, but 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to do a video and then I'll post that to the Discord and maybe other places. But the screener's next level Market Sniper dashboard. Just the beginning. It's the worst of the dashboard's ever going to be. We're going to continue to get better. Liquidity, it's the worst it's ever going to be. It can continue to get better. News, the worst it's ever going to be. Going to continue to get better with the sniper twists. So all that on there. Come over to the portal. Once you register and link your billing email address, like obviously we don't share any of your information. Obviously it's all linked to your billing email address. So, we don't need to know your kids' names or anything like that. So liquidity, you got options, ETF flow, you got the indicators, all that stuff. You just don't have to go around to like multiple websites. We're just going to, like I said, I'm going to continue to pay for subscriptions. I think that will actually help the snipers with data flow, like enterprise data. And we're going to arbitrage that data and then also put a sniper twist on it. So it's not just the arbitrage of the data. We're putting the sniper twist on it. We put in the recorded coaching. This used to be $79 a month. We added it. We're just going to stack it all. News, click on it. It's not just news. We're adding to with the sniper twist with charts and all that stuff. Setups. That's all. You got live, you got closed, you've got all that. Screener, just rolled it out. For example, if you're doing the screener, it's not just this, you could add more filters, stocks, crypto. But just an example, which one was I looking at? We just pick one, right? Let's see, at 4%. I don't know. We'll just look at it. But here's the thing. We have it. The sniper strategy you can learn in the recorded coaching. We now have it programmed into the screener. And you could just go, like once you filter, you could just hit all the 20 stocks that came up or the 20 ETFs that came up. I guess it's ETFs. That came up on the filter. You don't have to keep going back to the list. You could just go through the whole 20 list, right? And I found some gems just by doing this, and it's going to get there pretty early. It even shows divergence, like bullish divergences, and not only on RSI but also the MACD. So we have it all built in, and you can find that next banger right on the screener. and it would even like show you, like I found one that was like just breaking out and would have just printed a buy signal uh after all that, and it's drawing the trend lines for you, right? So of course you want to draw your own trend lines, but uh you can see like bullish divergence on the MACD and all that stuff, finding support. This is a fake out, whatever it is. uh you could dial it in any way you want, and it's going to show the bullish divergence and all that. So a lot of things going to continue to come down the path. So pretty excited about the screener, to be honest. And oh, I forgot the market intelligence, right? You could hit the sniper assist, and it's going to give you a breakdown of all this, right? It's going to analyze the screener setup for you. And this is going to cost me money. Every time you hit the analyze button, it's going to cost me money, but it's going to give you the full breakdown of this chart. That's crazy, right? So obviously you have the portal where you could copy and paste a chart in, and it's going to give you an analysis like this. And it's the worst that the intelligence is ever going to be. We've been training the intelligence on the recorded coaching videos. We've been training the intelligence on all of my chart posts in the Discord of 7,500 chart posts. It's crazy. We're going to continue to train the intelligence the sniper way, right? So this is built into the actual screener too. So, but if you close this, go back, you have the intelligence. Have we rolled this out yet? Have we rolled it out? Let's see. Is it coming soon? I can't remember. It's not on there, but the screener has it. So I'm thinking it does. But regardless, it's coming soon, right? So whether this might just be on the admin, but for the screener, we did roll out the screener, and the screener, once you find however you search, right? Stocks, cryptos, ETFs, you can filter it all. Uh, then, and of course, you can continue to add filters, all that, next page over, all that, right? So good things coming. So there we go. Oh, the old Wyckoff chart. Here we are, Bitcoin. The relief rally continues onward. We did have a retest of the trading dots, and I think this green box symbolizes or projects that we would have that would be the next like really big bull trap. Like if we get priced back up into above that $100,000 psychological value, that's gonna be a quite the bull trap again, in my opinion. So with all that, I'm bullish on the snipers. I'm bullish on swing trading. I'm bullish on all the tools that we're rolling out to help you become successful. So, and I'm currently bullish on Bitcoin's relief rally. So there we go. Hopefully we continue onward and come up into this yellow. There's so many reasons why price could come up into this yellow box from 97,500 ish to 103,005 ish, and then a little bit more of a dialed in box over here. So there we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, just that would probably take a long time if that were to happen. It'd probably take a very, very long time. So, I like it a very long time. So I wouldn't, remember it was January 2025. You're hoping for $150,000 Bitcoin within, months, right? So it's usually not as high as like if even if it goes that high, It's probably takes a lot longer than what we expect. Yep, you got it. You got it. Longtime market sniper. I remember you. I remember you. Because your X is completely different than your Discord. So we'll keep your privacy. We'll keep your privacy. But you always threw me off. But now I remember your X is the opposite of your Discord. So yeah, we'll cover it. We'll circle back on right. Along lines of BTC Gold chart, shouldn't you buy below 200? I mean, I personally don't dollar cost average. I would just rather wait to buy the right dip for one major reason. Yes, is it better than buying the top? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a better strategy to buy below and dollar cost average the 200-week moving average if you want to. Like like if you told me, "Hey, I'm going to dollar cost average below the 200-week moving average," I'd be like, "Okay, cool. That's a good opportunity zone." Right? I talked about the same opportunity zone in the end of 2021, 2022 for Bitcoin. That was below the 200-week moving average. It's an opportunity zone for sure. However, I've shown so many charts where price remained underneath the 200-week moving average for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Bitcoin has never done that, but it has happened to other assets and stayed bearish for much longer than what you would expect. There's no guarantee it just flips right back around. So me personally, and obviously none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is for educational purposes only. Not financial advice. And hopefully we have a little bit of fun along the way. But I'd rather wait for like the January 4th, January 4th, 2023, buy the right dip. I'd rather buy the right dip. So personally, there was bullish divergence. The weekly chart was flipping. It was getting close to a pending buy signal, all that stuff, right? So I'd rather wait for that. Also, the 200-week moving average, like I pointed out, is downward sloping. So that's caution. Caution, right? So could it work out? Sure, absolutely. Is it better than buying the top? 100% better. 100% better. So that's just my own personal thoughts. But if you were going to dollar cost average, below the 200-week moving average is historically a good time to do it. Is there an even better time to do it? In my opinion, yes. But are you going to outperform probably 95% of people on Twitter or X, YouTube? Yeah, if you sell into FOMO, if you're buying in the opportunity zone, dollar cost averaging in the opportunity zone, and then you're selling into FOMO, yes, you probably are. So there you go. Good morning. Hello. Welcome back. Good to see you back on here. Snipers equally bullish. Yep. So here we are, Bitcoin. Let's keep going. This is versus the dollar. This is what we're still looking at on if we look at the higher time frames for Bitcoin. Hoping for the relief rally. We've had the relief since the 25th. Can we get a rally? Come on, give us a rally, right? The trading dots continue to go lower, and my expectation of the rally is to at least retest the trading dots. At least retest the trading dots. Now, part of the really good bull trap is if the weekly chart, we talked about this on a previous live stream, not only retest the trading dots, which might be lower than what we think, but actually prints a buy signal above the trading dots and then reverses. And that's another bull trap. It's called a lower high on the weekly chart and shorting that bounce, right? So if the trailing dots come down over the next week or two, 95,000, and maybe you even see a buy signal again around that $100,000 mark, people are going to be really bullish again. People are going to be really bullish again. And then not much is going to happen the next week, and they're going to be really bullish. And the red trending dots are still going to be red. And then it's going to flip back around with the sell signal. And it's going to come back and retest the 200-week moving average. So my main thesis is that still remains from the top. Price will retest the 200-week moving average before it makes new all-time high. Also, you could say that this was a head and shoulders. You could say this could be another head and shoulders, and it'd be lower than over here. So expect a head and shoulders on the weekly chart with the candle close to be lower than over here, right? So it was lower. So even if it closes up over here at like 102, let's see. Like that, right? So that's based on the daily chart. But if you're looking at possible head and shoulders and then come back down and retest. It's a possibility. Possibility. Of course, you know, if you're drawing it out on the weekly chart, it might always look a little bit different. But say that's a bear flag and price does come back up into there, right? And we see this relief rally finally happen. Well, the relief is on. We finally see the rally happen. Not exactly, but probably close to that. And that would look very similar. Maybe it wouldn't even take that long. Right? Maybe it's more like that. So that would be very similar to 2022, where this is starting. Obviously, the flag can't be longer than the pole, but so maybe I should have drawn it out more like breaking down over there. You get the idea, right? So get back above the train dots. Train dots could be back over here, but still going in a downward direction and still red, right? So if you draw out the train dots in the coming weeks, could look like that. And price even gets back above, maybe even a buy signal like 2022. Test it. Yeah. So maybe, let's see. Oops. I keep doing that. I always do that. Let's redraw it. May not take that long. Sits. And there's a weekly chart, right? There. Probably. Maybe. Maybe, probably something like that. I mean, you could even, then once you're, yeah. You could even draw that out, right? So lines up. Break that channel. There you go. But obviously the bear flag is gonna be less, so something like that. Anywho, can you take a look at Spotify? Yeah, we'll circle back. We'll circle back. Riot and Spotify. All right, let's do it, but not yet. So BTC, where is the weekly chart that I had? Mm, there we go. That's what I was looking for. This chart was put out on October 10th. So the idea remains the same, is that we're expecting price to come down. Price did go through 2 of the longer term targets so far. We've since the relief has started, we're expecting the trending dots to get retested, as we've been talking about. I've had to keep moving them down, right? This is the trajectory of the trending dots. So still expecting a retest, whether it's end of January, beginning of February, mid-February, and then the reversal, right? Then the reversal to hit target 3. Then the reversal to hit the 200-week moving average maybe in May, right? So if you're looking at timing-wise, this is so much speculation, but we speculated this on October 10th, right? So we're not the hindsight crew, we're the foresight crew, and that's what we're going to continue to do. We speculate, we adjust in real time. We never know exactly how the price action is going to work out, but we'll adjust in real time with the overall thesis remaining the same. Until the higher time frames flip back bullish, it's a longer term downtrend until proven otherwise. And then we hope for bullish divergence at the bottom, whether it's over here, whether it's down here like 2022, price came all the way to target 5. However it plays out, we're looking for that bullish divergence, looking to buy the right dip, right? So I afternoon, Jesse. I received messages from 2 accounts in Discord, and I think they are spam. You have to be careful. I am Jesse Olsen Inc., but they might put a period at the end. This is definitely not me. The Jess O, the Jess Olsen NC is definitely not me. Be careful on the clever Jesse Olsen Inc. And yeah, some scammer must have bought like maybe a cheaper version. And another reason to like remove the $9, some scammer must have bought the $9 or 20, probably the $9, and then maybe even canceled shortly after and came in and tries. So I posted on announcements my exact profile and just double check the profile. Double check the profile. But it's better to message me and ask me before you ever. And I'm not going to DM you with an offer, just so you know. If I direct message you, it's to tell you that we've added you to the indicators on TradingView. That's it. I would never direct message you on X or Discord for trading purpose, like to like sign you up on something. The only thing we offer is the website. The website is the only offering. We don't have a Telegram. We only have a Discord. We only have the website portal. Another reason to continue to build out the portal is the scammers on Discord and stuff like that. We would be able to like monitor all that better on the portal. So it's good that you're cautious. Always double check. You can always direct message me as well. But we will never reach out to you in the Discord on a direct message with an offer to help you trade. We only have one offering. Yep. Your intuition is correct. There's been impersonators of me on X trying to scam people since 2021. So it's nothing new. You just have to double, and they look very close. And we're all aware of scammers nowadays, 5 years later, whether they're trying to get your banking information or whatever. So you just have to double check. If you have any concerns, always direct message. But refer back to the announcements. I took screenshots of impersonators and I took screenshots of my profile, and you can see the difference on there. So, but welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. There you go. So that's Bitcoin. Weekly chart continues. What are we on, log? Right. 2-week chart continues. We'll skip them through each chart. Should we? No, let's do it. It's just one more chart. Okay. It's good to do the reps, right? Sell signal, buy signal, sell signal, buy signal, all below the training dots, right? Sell signal again, retest. Sell signal, buy signal, probably another sell signal. The training dots will flip red, come back and retest the 200 moving average. So many similarities to 2022. There you go. Ethereum, let's get back on track. Let's get rock and rolling on the charts. Where are we at? 47 minutes in already. 47 minutes in. Ethereum has only hit one target so far of the relief. Hasn't really felt like a rally quite yet, but it has retested trailing dots. XRP, we did the squiggly lines a couple days ago on the live streams. Come back to the trailing dots, right? Trailing dots continue to trend upward. Has retested the trailing dots. Then will we see higher targets get hit? Chainlink, Cardano, all retested the trailing dots. All go very close to testing reach the trailing dots, maybe in the next one, but all the trajectories are still there, right? As we drew this out a few days ago, H bar below the trailing dots, XLM below the trailing dots, near holding on the trailing dots, Bitcoin dominance, back testing the trailing dots, MicroStrategy maybe wants to come in for a relief rally. Could be putting in a higher low. Makes sense. Would be lining up with Bitcoin. Get that relief rally. Maybe that $200 psychological level. This is more optimistic, but maybe not that high. NASDAQ was all the way down the train dots earlier or last night on Sunday evening. Came back down to 25,600-ish, and then it's pushed back up bullish again. So back up into the rising wedge for SP 500. So could be making a new all-time high today. It's possible. It's possible. Gold. Many people were calling for gold top to be in over here. We said in October, when that was happening in real time, the breakdown, we said it's still buy the dip season. The higher time frames are still ultra bullish, right? We were talking about that. We could see a bigger correction, but that would still be a buy the dip scenario. And, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, back above the trailing dots. And of course, probably your last like safer entry, your more aggressive, buy signals are going to be down there like that. Like you're more aggressive. Hey, I'm ultra bullish on gold. Okay, awesome. Well, this If you're ultra bullish on gold, that would have been a sniper, aggressive sniper breakout there. And here we are, right? So it's still ultra bullish on higher time frames, not just the weekly, not just the daily, not just the 3-week, not just the monthly. Even the 3-month chart is ultra bullish. So, like I've been saying, I wouldn't be shorting gold. I wouldn't be shorting gold, but continues to make new all-time highs over there. Silver. Woo, silver. What if I posted this chart earlier? What if silver consolidated for 2 years, then did something like that? That would be, say we're at 86, that'd be what? At least a 5x. 5x from 100 to 500 would be a 5x, probably 6 or 7x, right? But maybe it doesn't consolidate for a while. It's ultra bullish on the 3-month chart. This fractal was taken from over here, broke out, consolidated for a couple of years, and then just went parabolic hard, right? Similar, this is the fractal over here from July 2024, pumping all the way up. Could continue to pump up. Maybe it gets rejected right at that $100 psychological value. Then maybe it'll consolidate and then take off in 2030. So you've got this longer term upward trend, 200-week moving average upward trend, right? It is ultra bullish on silver 3-month chart, right? Doesn't mean it couldn't go through a long, prolonged consolidation. These trending dots and 200-week moving average, that would make complete sense. And you'd probably see a retest, right? Wherever this top is, however the price action plays out, could retest it and then take off, right? So if you missed it, if you missed the biscuit, I mean, I was posting this chart back here, right? 2024. I was posting this cup and handle similar to gold. And if you missed it, are you chasing now? Probably. Yep. If you're chasing now, it doesn't surprise me, but it'd be better to wait for pullbacks like it did and then buy the next dip. And at some point we could see, or even the higher time frames go through a consolidation to let the trending dots and the 200-week moving average catch up to it, retest it like back over here, retest both of them. So although price didn't retest it over here, it got close to them. So maybe it doesn't even retest. Maybe it just gets close. And so comes up, gets close to them, consolidates, and then comes up and then retests, right? That would be similar over here. Goes up, comes all the way back close to the trending dots, goes on a run, retest them. Oh, that's a different fractal. Up, retest, down, right? So I guess it would be more like my original drawing. So eventually it's going to retest the trending dots. When? I mean, from this buy signal down here went on a run, right? That's from 2003 all the way to 2008, a 5-year run, all the way down, and then another 3-year run, and then a longer consolidation, right? Bear market. Ooh, dollar. Let's see the daily chart. Make sure we're still off. Yep. Let's get off log. Daily chart, DXY. Still bullish on the daily chart. Dollar futures, right? Still on this trajectory, something similar that we're posted out here, right? So that was at 20 days ago. However, the price action was going to play out, break out, and then you put in higher lows, higher highs, price come back up and retest target too. So still watching that. VIX is starting to get back above the trailing dots. Something to keep an eye on. TLT flat, but starting to get back above the trailing dots. Talked about additional sideways. Maybe retest the 200-week moving average. Palladium. What else? Riot. Yep, there's Riot. Had a buy signal. So the relief rally is on for Riot. What was your daily chart is bullish. The weekly chart had a buy signal, but below the trending dots. So it's a caution, just as if there would have been a sell signal above the trending dots, right? This sell signal was below the trending dots. Buy signals below it have gotten sold off. So it's still a caution. Let's see. $200-week moving average is still downward sloping and has been since October 2024. So caution, caution, caution. Expect the bounces. You have to expect the bounces to get sold off at this moment. Except the monthly chart. So this is why we try to get a bigger picture all the way around. So it is bullish on the monthly chart still on Riot. Let's look at the 3-week chart. 3-week chart is still bullish. 2-week chart is still bullish. So the weekly chart is the only one. It's bullish, but it's below the trailing dots. So if you get a candle close back above the trailing dots, then you have everything lining up. You have the daily chart, the weekly chart, 2-week chart, 3-week chart. And price would have to probably start pushing up here to make the 200-week moving average start to curl back up. So one longer term target has been hit. They're still valid. This could be a higher low, right? So, but we did talk about that there was a buy signal on the daily chart. So maybe it still comes back for a retest of the trailing dots like on Bitcoin. And the weekly chart starts to get above the trailing dots and it's give you some more confirmation. And then you have the 2-week, 3-week, and monthly charts also bullish. So most of the higher time frames are bullish, and it's just and even the weekly chart is bullish, but it's below the trailing dots is the caution. And the downward sloping 200-week moving average is also a caution. So yeah, so $15. So close to where the buy signal was. Buy signal was at 1482. So I mean, whatever your thesis is, if you're buying it, just make sure that you have everything lined up, right? So if you're thinking we're going to go higher over time, like even to retest target one. Still a good risk versus reward ratio. It is above the trading dots. And if you think we're going to go see, depending on what you're trading, right? I don't know if you're just buying the stock or if you're options play or whatever, but or it's a long-term buy and hold. I don't know what your strategy is, but longer term target 2 is like 118% from the buy signal, and target 3 is 180. So it just depends on what your thesis is or was, right? So trending dots are down here. Caution is currently, which is lagging, the 200-week moving average downward sloping. A caution is the weekly chart is below the trailing dots, but doesn't mean it couldn't get back above it. The positives are the monthly, 3-week, 2-week chart is all bullish. And of course, price is above the 200-week moving average. So there are more positives than negatives. There are more positives than negatives. So flip it around. Flip it around. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. What else? What else? Spotify. Spotify. Yeah, 2-week. Yeah, I'm always cautious if Bitcoin is trending downward. But yeah, I mean, the bias ultimately is that there are more positives than negatives. The 2-week chart, 3-week chart, monthly chart, all bullish. Weekly chart had a buy signal. It's just a caution below the trailing dots. And I don't love a downward sloping 200-week moving average, but price is back above it. And there's a buy signal. So at some point you just have to like pull the trigger on it. I was just pointing out the cautions. But overall, there's more positives than negatives on Riot. And always, like I've always said, since day one on X 2021, is that always trade the chart in front of you first and foremost. And that's all over the recorded coaching videos. So regardless, like we keep an eye on Bitcoin for Riot, but regardless, still watching Riot's chart first and foremost. And that's the, like, if you're trading Riot, you have to look at the Riot chart first, right? That way, that outweighs what Bitcoin's doing. But I like to keep an eye on it for sure. And Hive, I pointed out Hive too. Hive had a buy signal, pointed out in the live streams. Weekly chart is quite a bit underneath the trailing dots. 2-week chart is flipping bullish though, below the 200-week moving average. But it could be a macro high or low. Monthly chart is back above the trailing dots. So similarities to Riot. And these targets are still valid in my personal opinion. So, or very, very close. So anyways. Right. So monthly chart flips bullish, gets back above the 200, probably hit 2 longer term targets. We gonna make it ETF. Monthly chart gets back above the trailing dots, makes new all-time highs. Iris Energy hit all the shorter term targets. Buy signal on the monthly chart, makes new all-time high. Cypher Mining smashed through the 4 longer term targets after that last buy signal went and made new all-time highs, right? So you just look at the charts and trade what you're looking at. So monthly chart went above the trailing dots in the 200-week moving average, went on to make new all-time highs, right? So completely different. What else? What else? Yep, 100%. Yes, sir. Oh, Spotify. Oops. I mean, it's just bearish. It's just bearish, right? Daily chart's bearish. Weekly chart is bearish. Showing the longer term downward trend, right? I mean, it went multiple deviations above the 200-week moving average since November 2023. Multiple deviations above. What was it? Price was at 193 and it went to 780. Weekly chart is bearish. 2-week chart is bearish, right? Great time to buy. Not a great time to buy, in my own personal opinion, right? Green trending dots are flipping bullish. Red trending dots are flipping bearish. So monthly chart flipping bullish. Monthly chart flipping bearish. Now, do we expect bounces along the way? Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. From the top over here, huge drop. And this looks like the classic Wall Street cheat sheet. Does it? Let's see. Not really. I mean, it does visually, but not percentage wise. Like percentage wise, you want to see like for the classic Wall Street cheat sheet, like 30-40% drop, followed by the relief rally. This is only a 21% drop, followed by the relief rally, followed by bear market, right? So by any definition, stocks is if it hasn't made a new all-time high or it's been trending downward for at least 6 months, that's a bear market. If it's down 20%, definitions out there for stocks is that it's a bear market. So higher time frames are bearish. Higher time frames are showing bear market, bull market, right? So that's Spotify. What's Magnificent Seven doing today? A&F down 16%. Woo-wee. Tesla. Seems like it's coming back up for a retest of the trailing dots. Let's clear some of this off. Buy signal, but is below the trailing dots as of right now. So could still put in that lower high. The trailing dots trajectory, right? So we'll see how it plays out, but maybe this is a higher low and it's going to eventually get back above. I'm not in a Tesla trade, so I'm not paying too much attention to it right now. Just keep an eye on it. But there are times it's really choppy, right? It's really choppy. So a more clear breakout, right? Like over here, where it's a buy signal plus breaking out of this chop zone. Even then, whipsaw it back down and come back up. So I still didn't trade this, right? Still didn't trade Tesla. I think there's easier ones out there sometimes, and it's just so choppy, it seems. NVIDIA, Apple was getting oversold, wants to retest the trailing dots, PLTR, SMCI, Google, Netflix starting to get oversold. It's been starting to get oversold, can remain oversold. Amazon. What else? What else? NASDAQ. The Russ. Targets are invalid. Made new all-time high. Eventually, when? We don't know. As of right now, it's additional bearish divergence. So we'll see what happens, but uptrend until you break back below over here. Still uptrend. I'm not sure the Russell. I'm not sure the SP 500. Not yet. Not yet. If there's bearish divergence and a lower high, then I would take a stab at it, most likely. But I'm not sure. Microsoft has hit 2 targets so far. ANF, oh, they did us. They did us wrong. Sometimes the market bosses don't play nicely, right? They just weren't going to give it to us. They just were not going to give it to us. Down here, they gap it up and they do a buy signal, gap and run. Over here, talking about how price could break down, put in a lower high, and then come all the way back down for retracement. Market bosses just gap it down. So now we have a gap down here. Why are they so mean sometimes? So I didn't get to participate to the upside, and I didn't get to participate to the downside, right? Why are they so mean? Oh, you're watching. They gap it up. And I'm like, I'm not going to chase it. Pumps hard, right? Watching. Bearish engulfing candle. Okay. Let's see some candle closes below. All that stuff. And then they gap it down, right? So, wow. So we got 2 major gaps. We'll see if something unfolds in the future, but they gapped it. But with that, we're at 1 hour, 13 minutes on this Manic Monday. Again, help me with the algorithms. I'd appreciate that. And smash the like button, comment, post, repost, share with your friends and family. And with that, we will see you on the next live stream. Thanks for all of your support. I appreciate it. Adios.